Hello, FlossTube. It is I, Shiloh, better known online as Carriage, and welcome to yet another very belated episode of my FlossTube channel. It's been a while, again, but I have lots of fun stuff, and I figured I'll show you some stash. I'll share I have a finish to show off, and I have quite a few new starts and some whips. It's not going to be a full-on whip parade. I'm not going to show off all of my whips, just the ones that I know that I have been working on recently that may or may not have been in previous FlossTube episodes, because honestly, I don't remember what I've shown y'all, and figured that would be okay. And then I've not done one of these FlossTube tags yet. So I figure we could go ahead and do just the generic Know Your Needleworker tag. Probably should have been done in one of the first episodes I did, but you know what? We're here now. We're going to do it. And then that'll be at the end sometime. So first, stash. I got last month's Fabric of the Month Club by Color and Cotton, and this was a special edition one. I'll show it to you here. Doesn't that look so pretty? It's got orange in it, and I can see a little bit of maybe yellow. It's really, really pretty. I love this. It is so fall prettiness. I love it. And this is actually, it says, it doesn't have a name. It's just special edition. I think they might have named it, and it might be on their website now. I'm not 100% positive on that. And I know their floss and fabric clubs are closed right now, but I will leave a link down in the description below where you can get on their waiting list. So if they have spots open up, then you can definitely join me on that. Next up, I got a little bit of stitchy goodness from Link is My Homeboy. She was kind of having a sale over on her Instagram, and I picked up a couple of items. This one is Judith Le Lacour, 1836. It's a reproduction sampler from the Channel Islands by Patty Yergi, I believe. Samplers Revisited. So do this without a glare. I got my microphone in the way, so there we go. I really like it because it's bright and colorful, and I really like whatever the food is there. I don't know what those are supposed to be, but I really like it, and it says her work a joy, so that's fun. So I don't know when I'll get a chance to start on this, but maybe sometime. And the other one I got was Helga Hagg's Beauty Bag by Raise the Roof, and I just thought this was so fun. I'm not into beauty products at all. There, focus. But there we go. I just thought this was too fun and Halloween-y, and I'm kind of getting in the Halloween spirit now. And last but not least, I got the Just Cross Stitch 2020 special holiday issue of the Christmas Ornaments in. I've never really considered myself to be big into Christmas stitching, but this has some really cute things. I don't know if there's this little seal here, and as soon as I saw that, I'm like, that looks like the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery stuff. And indeed it was. It is. So I'm excited for that. And for some reason, I've been getting into campers a lot, and there's a cute camper. I don't know how many of these will be made into ornaments. I'm not really big into making ornaments because we have so many ornaments anyway for archery, but we'll see. And I actually subscribed to Just Cross Stitch because I started kind of liking them, and it was kind of a treat to myself. So I'll be getting more of those in. I also have the Halloween special, which I will definitely be looking at some of those for maybe the near future. I have a lot on my plate right now, but we'll see. All right, so that's all my stashy goodness. I do have one finish, and this was actually a new start as well. And this is the Adventure Zone. I don't know how many of you are going to get this reference, but I love this. I stitched this in 2 days while listening. This is based on a podcast called The Adventure Zone. I stitched this in 2 days while listening to said podcast. I'm still really far behind, but it is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast by the McElroy brothers. They do My Brother, and Me podcast, as well as each brother has their own kind of thing. But I love this. It's hilarious. If you are interested in listening to it, it's got really good story beats and stuff. Borderline not safe for work. It's not like full on raunchy or anything, but they do have some, off-color jokes. So, but the balance arc, the first major arc that they did, so good. So this is based on the characters that 3 of the brothers played, and I absolutely love it. So I need to get a frame and get that up. But yeah, look it up if you're interested. Then I don't remember if I shared this one or not, but this is this was stitched on Fiddler's Cloth, and the pattern is by Cross Stitch Quest. Alright, up next is this little guy. This is Midnight Way by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and I actually dyed this fabric myself because I was trying not to buy more fabric, and the called for fabric was Whimsy by Picture This Plus, which I have worked on in the past, and so I tried to make my own, which I think I got pretty good. This is all the called for DMC, along with the Treasure Braid Black, trying to get that sparkle. And I also substituted, let me see, there we go. I also substituted for the stars and the moon. I did just some light effects silver, DMC silver. So I'm not quite caught up. Part 3 just released last week, and I've not really worked on that very much, but it's really cute. And this one is going to be it's a bookshop run by a ghost, and it's really adorable, and I can't wait to do it. But I really like it. I think it's going to turn out fun. I'm not too far behind. I'm trying to keep up with all my SALs, but I have too many because they keep being fun. Speaking of which, this is another SAL. I haven't gotten much done on it because I just started it yesterday, and this is probably all it's going to be done for a little bit on it. But this is the Halloween Stitch Along by Stitchonomy. And she's done this for the past couple of years, and you have the frame, and then there's like 31 squares, each with a different Halloween thing in it. And this is my first year doing it. And I was really concerned doing it on this fabric, because I initially kind of wanted to do it on a more traditional gray. But I had dyed this for something else, which now I'm thinking about it, I need to leave myself a little. Hopefully this doesn't take up this whole piece, because I need to use some of this. But, and I had a lot left over. And I was like, well, this is kind of a cool color, but I don't know if I should use it because I love it so much. I don't know if anyone else is like that, where you get this really cool piece of fabric and you love the color so much that you don't want to ruin it and you don't want to stitch a project on it that you'll absolutely hate, or, you don't want to waste it. So you hold on to it forever and then you end up never using it. So I actually posted this to some of my friends, and I'm like, I don't know, I did a little mini floss toss. I'm like, I think the colors will show fine. But I don't know, should I use it? Should I try dyeing a gray? I really can't buy fabric right now. And one of my friends really encouraged me. She's like, go for it. It looks great. It's a beautiful color. And so I did, and I'm super happy with how at least the frame is showing up on it. So I don't even remember what colors I did to get that. It's beautiful though. And coming up is yet another SAL. Oops, dropping my needle everywhere. Just go ahead and take that off. This is the Frankenstein Stitch Along. I tried to press these a little bit, but this one has kind of a... So I'm on clue 2 right now, and that on the bottom here is going to be the next little bit. But it's a pretty quick stitch. So, a little bit of details. It's all going to be one color because I'm lazy and don't want to have to think about colors. And that's how it's charted. I've seen some other really cool ones with other colors in them, but I kind of like the monocolor, and I'm happy that this green is showing up on this. I believe this is by Color and Cotton. I don't remember which one. I don't remember if I wrote it down or not. But it's on 28 count, and this is by the Stitching Book Club. And like I said, the Clue 2, Part 2, whatever you want to call it, was just released, and there's discussions about the book because it's a book club, so we're reading through the book. I've never read through Frankenstein before. I know the story from the movies and from other stuff, but I've never actually read the actual book by Mary Shelley. And it's interesting. It's a little bit different than I thought it would be. So far, I just finished part 1, which is like the intro prologue and up to a certain point in the book. And it's definitely a little bit different than I was expecting it to be, which isn't bad. And I haven't read kind of an older classic book in a while. So getting back into reading that type of language, like I used to read back in high school, it's a little bit of a struggle, but it's okay. You know, it's not so archaic that I can't understand what they're saying, but it does have a different flow. All right, so this is not a stitch along piece. This is Pumpkin Spice. This is one of my seasonal sayings that I'm doing. And it's cute. I love the variegations that I'm using in this. Not to toot my own horn too much, but this is stitched on 28 count linen, cashel probably, by Picture This Plus in the color Oaken. And there's actually white and ecru in there. It's hard to tell the difference, but I'm using all the called for DMC except with the orange variegation. That's just one of the DMC variegations, one of the random ones I got in a pack years ago. And the brown is that baked apple that I don't remember which company it was by, but I showed that off in a previous episode, and I love how it turns out. The cubs look nice and earthy. I like that it's kind of a warmish reddish brown, not just a brown, so that's nice. I need to get this done because this is this month for September. So I pretty much just have the border and some like little dots to do, and obviously the faces and finishing the pumpkins. Okay, maybe I have more, but I need to get that done. I am so far behind on my seasonal sayings. I'm so sad, but that's okay. They're getting done. They're getting there. Next up is another little sal that is all done now. They've released all the parts, and this is Spellville. I don't remember if I've shown this progress on it or not. I've gotten pretty much parts 1 and 2 completely done. Part 3 is on the bottom there, which you can see I've started, but not got very far on. And this is by Barbara Anna Designs. And it's really cute. I like how only 3 colors are used. And this is, again, on 28 count. I think Color and Cotton. Don't remember the name of this one again either. It's like, I don't know, something. It's something, but it's cool. This was one of the ones that I got for the Fabric of the Month Club, and it was perfect for it. Frankenstein too. So, yay! Yay for getting stuff and then immediately knowing what to use it for. It makes me feel a little bit better about it. All right, another sal. I have a lot of sals, and I need to catch up on them. This one is my map of Hawkrun Hollow, and I'm making pretty good progress on it. I am close to being halfway done. Not quite there yet, but I have gotten the huge hawk. The first part of him is all done, and the border I'm kind of leaving it alone for a little bit just because it's really boring and having to do some of those wavy stitches, but it's all good. It's turned out really well, I think. I love it. And I started working on this burial, the old burial ground, or burial, whatever it's going to be called. And I was like, yeah, it's getting spooky up in here now. Try to get the little, I think it's supposed to be an angel or a bat. I'm not sure what that is, but it's cute. So I'm making I doubt I'm gonna get this done this year. It's supposed to be done in like a year, but probably not, because I was looking ahead at the picture and there is a lot going on the bottom half of this. So I was like, oh, maybe it'll be more spread out. You know, I don't have the huge head of the hawk. It's mostly just a wing that kind of tapers, but there's like a whole seaport and everything, like a harbor, and the mouth of the river, the delta and stuff. And I'm like, oh, there's more there than I thought. So I will still be working this on Thursdays. Probably not this Thursday because I have a show coming up on Saturday, so I really need to hunker down and work on my magnets. But I might work on it a little bit during soccer practice or something. But I'm still enjoying it. It's nice because I only try to work on it once, on the Thursdays, so I don't burn out on it too quickly. So that's kind of nice. All right, my last non-sal, and I just need to finish this up. This is Fresh Watermelon. This is by, let's scroll down here, Little House Needleworks. Back up a bit. And pretty much I have just the flowers left to do. Kind of around this bottom area, there's some flowers that I need to put in. And then I need to do some beading work here and put a button on whenever I get the button. And I think that's it. I've just been lazy about it and choosing to do other things rather than finish this up. But it's so close. I just need to get it done. I was hoping to have it done this summer, but considering today is the first day of fall, probably not. All right, and last but definitely not least is yet my last sal. This is the Letters from Hogwarts by Cunning Cross Stitch. And look how much I've done. Yay, we'll focus on this bottom part here because this is kind of the newer stuff. So I have pretty much caught up. There's still stuff I need to go back and fix. So that's my chapter 3, my chapter 2, and my chapter 4. And I start on chapter 5. But the 3 broomsticks, I chose cherry syrup because that's probably what I would have chosen as a kid because I love cherry stuff. Hoping it doesn't taste like cough syrup. I'm debating if I want to redo the syrup back stitching because I feel like it doesn't show up very well. I did it with just 1 strand and I might go back and do it with 2 and see if that's too much. And also I did add some Bernie Bott's Every Flavor beans. Get it good. And I did that with some variegated, again, some random, it was just like an off-brand. And the purple you can definitely tell, the others not so much, but that's okay. But yeah, I think it turned out cute. And instead of putting the year of the 3 broomsticks, I actually put this year's date on it, just to kind of commemorate the year that I worked on this. So I'm enjoying it a lot. So that's kind of all my whips that I've been working on. That's what I've been up to. And I feel like there's one more that I'm missing. But I've been posting a lot of those on Instagram. So if you follow me over there, you can check all of that out. And I guess now it's time to get to know your needleworker. So this is the Know Your Needleworker tag for FlossTube. Huge thanks to Trisha, the left-handed stitcher, for posting these up on your blog. Otherwise, I have no idea where I would have found them. Because I know I saw people like using these, but I couldn't find where they were all listed. But she's done a really cool job of kind of gathering them all up and posting them up on her blog. I will leave a link to this one specifically down in the description. So if you want to do it on your FlossTube or whatever, there you go. So question number 1 is, where do you live? I live in the state of Iowa in the United States of America. That's that's kind of all specific I want to get. But so Iowa, and yeah, I do live by cornfields. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Number 2, what do you do for a living? I am a homemaker, so I am a stay-at-home mom. I take care of the kids, and I take care of the house, and I also have a small business of making geeky pop culture related cross-stitched magnets that I sell at comic book conventions. And I also set up a website for that this year too. But, you know, do you have any children? Yes, I do. I have 2 girls. I have an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they are both complete handfuls. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have 8 barn cats right now. And yeah, they all live outside. They're all, like I said, barn cats, so they kind of help with the pest population. We live in an old farmhouse, so that really helps. But they're not feral. One of them definitely, his name's Coco. He's a tomcat, but he is like, you go outside, bam, he is on your leg. He will not leave you alone at all. He just is the loveliest cat ever. He's a sweetie. Number 5, what are your other hobbies besides stitching? Stitching is my main hobby, but I have quite a few other hobbies, and it's really hard to fit them all in. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy editing them for the most part. I do a little bit of painting miniatures for games like Dungeons and Dragons and other games that have the little miniatures. I play Dungeons and Dragons. I actually dungeon master a game every other week. I enjoy board games. I enjoy playing video games. I enjoy cooking, and reading. That's kind of most of my hobbies, I think. And just watching TV and vegging. Speaking of TV, question number 6 is, what is your favorite movie? It depends on the day and what mood I'm feeling. I like various things. I've always, ever since I was in high school and they started coming out, I've always really liked the Lord of the Rings trilogies. I enjoyed the Pirates of the Caribbean films, at least the first 3. And I really liked the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. After that one, they kind of got weird, at least the big budget ones, but I have a special place in my heart for the BBC miniseries that they made back in the 80s. That is what I grew up with, so that is, I understand a lot of the, like, special effects and stuff aren't great, but that's okay. Yeah. I also really enjoy The Neverending Story, Willow, Star Wars, some of the Star Trek films. I mean, yeah, I bounce around. I'm not too big into, like, rom-coms or anything like that. I mostly lean towards fantasy or sci-fi. I don't do horror. I can't handle horrors or thrillers too much. Just too much blood and gore, and the psychological thrillers just kind of mess with me too much. But I enjoy comedies. I enjoy lighthearted films for the most part, especially nowadays. It seems like it's hard for me to get into things that put a drain on my mental state, I guess. And a follow-up to that question, number 7, is, what is your favorite TV show? Again, it depends on the day. I'm been pretty big into Doctor Who, both classic and new Who. I haven't watched a lot of the 13th Doctor just because since they took him off Amazon Prime, I've just not been able to keep up. But I enjoy Doctor Who. I enjoy Star Trek. I grew up watching Star Trek The Next Generation and I think Deep Space Nine mostly. But my dad did show us the original series. We've also watched Voyager. I also grew up watching that a lot. And a little bit of Enterprise. We weren't as impressed. But I've heard good things about that since then. So maybe we'll go back and watch it. But What other TV shows do I like? I enjoy Stranger Things. Again, it's kind of the same thing like TV show or the movies. I really like fantasy and sci-fi and kind of happy-go-lucky. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. My husband and I watched a bit of, and we really enjoyed that. Um, I think that's. I feel like I watch. I also like true crime, which I know that kind of goes against the horror and the psychological thriller, but I've always liked history, so any documentaries and stuff, especially of the historical stuff. But I watch all kinds of documentaries. I watch true crime. I watch, animal and nature. I watch science. But historical is kind of my favorite. Number 8. What is your favorite book? I don't know. I'm so bad when it comes to these. What is your favorite? Because it's so hard for me to just choose one. The Chronicles of Narnia definitely is in the top because my parents would read that to us on trips and we were at bedtime, and I just really grew up with it, and it was just kind of one of those things that introduced me to the fantasy genre. The Hobbit I really enjoyed. The Redwall series, definitely my brother and I stumbled across those, and we read like all of them and eagerly waited for new ones to come out. I don't know what's on my bookshelf back there. Harry Potter series. I guess I didn't mention that in the movies, but the Harry Potter book series definitely. What else? I don't know. The Animorphs when I was a kid was really good, and it talks about topics that I think a lot of adults think are too hard for young adults to understand, but I don't know. It did it in a really good way. So if you've not read them, maybe go back and try to read them. And I think it's called The Shadow Moon Chronicles, by Chris Claremont and George Lucas, which is actually a trilogy of books, which is a follow-up to Willow. It's really good. It kind of goes into Willow Ufgood's relationship with Elora Danan as she grows up, and it's really interesting. I won't spoil it, but it's really interesting. I really like it. Highly recommend it if you really enjoy the movie Willow. And I think that's it before I just start listing off all the books on my bookshelf. All right. What is your favorite music? I don't know. I like most genres. I'm not too big into rap, but I do like some rap. Not too big into country, but I do like some country songs. I can't really even begin to tell you what are some of my favorite songs. It's just so all over the place. I listen to like sea shanties. I listen to video game and like video game and movie and TV music. I listen to classical music. I listen to musicals, Broadway musicals. I listen to a little bit of opera stuff. It's just all over the spectrum. So I can't even begin to narrow down, even by genre. Oh, this is a hard one. Number 10. What one word best describes you? I mean, I can think of several words, but I don't know if I can narrow it down to just one. Because I feel like there's too many facets of me to narrow it down. I guess the best one word that best describes me would be probably, I'm gonna go with eccentric. I don't know why, but that one feels like it kind of best describes me because I'm just kind of all over the place, and I feel like I don't fit into like this weird stereotype of what a stay-at-home mom should be or interested in. Like, obviously, I feel like I don't dress like what a mom should. Because I see all these other moms at school pickup or at soccer games or at the gymnastics competitions and stuff, and I feel really outside of that. And I know a lot of that's just kind of my own, I don't know if it's my own stereotype or just kind of the community that I live in, maybe, I don't know, but it's just I feel a little bit different, which is okay. I'm okay with that. I have always been a little bit weird. I've always kind of liked stuff that the majority doesn't like. I'm not into sports. I don't watch sports except for the ones my daughter is in. And I'm okay with that. I lean hard into my geeky eccentricities, and I am totally okay with that. So I'm going to go with eccentric for the one word that best describes me. That's it. So that is the Know Your Needleworker tag. Hopefully you learned a little bit about me, and maybe you didn't, since most of my answers were, I don't know, or a long list of things, or a rant about stuff. But that's pretty much all I got for you. I will leave a link to a couple of things I talked about down in the description below. I will also write out all of the information about all the whips that I showed you in the description below. Feel free to follow me over on Instagram at Shiloh's Stitches. There might be an underscore. I don't know. I'll put it down below. Either way. I post business stuff as well as just kind of general cross-stitching stuff over there as well. And I don't know. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's stuff I'm forgetting that I was supposed to post about or talk about. I didn't write it down. I'm going to try to do a FlossTube video once a week. I don't know if I will have one up, or at least it won't be as interesting next week maybe, since this week will be focused on kind of my more business stuff that I need to focus on. But I'll try. I don't have a specific day planned. I might aim for Fridays or Saturdays, I think, because that will give me enough time during the week, during nap time, to record these and edit them and get them up. So make sure you check out some of my tutorial videos. I have uploaded a tutorial on how to dye your fabric using RIT dye, which this was dyed using that method. That dark blue one was dyed using that method. And I also have one up for tea dyeing. It's not so much a tutorial as me stumbling my way through how to, but that is what my Hawkman Hollow was done using. So check those out if you're interested in if you're interested in dyeing your own fabric or learning how to do that. I have plans to try and do another video for a different type of dyeing. I would like to do the shaving cream. I have a couple of ideas for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Go check out some of my tutorials, check out some of my past FlossTube channels. If you're new, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more, make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you just get notified of when I upload new videos, in case I'm a little bit not as on the ball like I have been. And make sure you ring that bell. That also lets YouTube know that you would like to be notified when new videos go up. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Again, it just kind of helps with the algorithm. Let this be shown to other people who might be interested in this type of content. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I will see y'all next time. Bye!